Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to Scene 4, Living World of Darkness, Cameron and Anna Venue. This scene takes place in the bunker. Nikki will have noticed that Arthur has not been coming to sleep in the room that they share the past night or two. So perhaps she's gone looking for him. That's how the scene starts.
Well, I would think by now Nikki heard that there was something that happened. So she's...
There was a big commotion last night.
Yes. So yeah, she's gonna check in on him.
He's in his office.
Then she goes there and she knocks on the door.
It's sort of slightly ajar, so it just opens when you knock it. And he sat there at the desk, looking kind of not... I mean, he's got his suit on, but it's kind of like not properly put together, and he looks a bit like a kicked animal, if that makes sense. Like a kicked dog. He looks sort of... He's doing his normal thing that he normally does in his office, but he just looks done with it. Looks depressed.
She comes over and stands next to where he's sitting. What happened last night?
He threads some metal through some pieces. Queen Marie came to make everybody know that she was going to be taking over when the war was run. She brought blood and guns and vests. And Selena stood up to her and told her that she would not be staying in the city if she was queen. Obviously, she didn't take too kindly to it.
Sorry, can you say that last part again?
He said that she stood up to the queen, told her that she would not stay. Obviously, the queen did not take too kindly to that.
The queen. I guess that's what we're calling her now.
Arthur sort of weakly shrugs his shoulders. I attempted to appease Marie because she's an elder, and anything done to an elder must be done carefully. We are nothing to her.
Nikki nods.
She has more power in her bones and her blood than probably many of us combined. Not to mention her political power. You saw how she came and swayed a whole city when we went to Boston. I tried to appease her to minimize the damage, but Selena called me out, said, "How can you forsake the woman you love to be loyal and grovel to that woman?" Arthur sort of weakly smiles.
Nikki thinks about that for a moment.
He turns in his chair to face her. So he's sort of looking up at her. If Marie becomes Prince of New York, which is how the Camarilla works, it is not my desire, but it is a likelihood. If she does, if I had power, if I had position, I could protect you. I cannot protect you when people like Selena and Spillane and Alec say fuck you to her face.
Well, I don't really know much about her, but why would I need protecting from her?
Because she's a nasty, vengeful, wrathful woman.
But I haven't done anything to her.
Doesn't matter. She wanted the Kate and William killed on sight. Well, her servant offered to kill them on sight because of their thin blood.
What?
Arthur nods solemnly.
Nikki has a look of anger on her face at that.
We don't have the power to take on a woman like that head to head. We don't have the resources to fight 2 wars. We do.
We don't even have the resources to fight one.
Precisely. What we need to do is appease her, and then if we want to dethrone her, do so socially, do so politically. I wasn't going to stand there and spit in her face. And for that, he sort of shrugs. I'm persona non grata in this bunker at the moment.
Why?
Because the others believe it was a sign of my disloyalty to the group.
The way I see it, if she was just willing to kill Kate and William because of what they are, she's willing to kill anyone if she doesn't like them.
She pushed glass into Selena's face, cutting her face completely open.
Because she refused her.
Arthur nods.
Right. So if everyone would have refused her, she probably would have just had somebody come set the bunker on fire.
Precisely.
So what you did was probably save us for the time being until we can figure out what to do. And I don't know much about the Camarilla and its politics, but from what I've seen and heard so far, the elders like to keep us at odds with each other. What she did was come in here and stir the pot.
He nods.
And it worked, obviously, since people are fighting.
It's been made clear to me that my opinions are dangerous, and for the time being I must take a backseat role to any of the things that...
Why are your opinions dangerous?
Because I'm outnumbered by people that oppose me. You see?
So they're in favor of us getting killed then. That's what you're saying.
He smiles. Pack mentality, independent mentality has taken over most of the group.
Living isolated from society can do that, can cause people's viewpoints to be skewed, them to forget how it actually works in the real world. Or kindred. Oh, we have hierarchies. Just because we're at war doesn't mean that we're immune from politics, that we're immune from the things that happen in the world around us. People think that if we drive the Sabbat out of the city, that we're just going to be able to go in and take over and everything will be hunky-dory, but I don't think that that's going to be the case.
He takes Nikki's hand, and if she lets him,
She does.
and he kisses her palm.
I stay quiet most of the time because, well, I haven't been around very long. People probably don't want to hear my opinions, but I'm smarter than people give me credit for.
I know.
I personally don't want to die down here in this bunker. That's not exactly how I pictured my life to go. I miss going to work. I miss going to my support group. I miss my life.
Yes. I miss my life too. I'm no one here.
I wasn't anybody before, and that was just fine with me.
Selena will probably want me out of the coterie. Her hatred for me is pretty strong at the moment.
Just give it a little time to blow over and I'll talk to her.
I'm going to keep myself to myself for a while. Work on these weapons.
So does that mean you're just going to stay in here the whole time?
I just didn't want you to see me. Disgraced as I am.
Arthur, if we're going to be with each other, if we're going to do this, we have to be willing to show each other ourselves in our not quite our finest moments. I don't care. I want you to be real with me. I don't want to just see the nice parts.
What Selena said, cut. She said that I would betray you. I wasn't trying to betray you.
I don't think that you have. I think you are trying to save us all from a horrible fate that they don't see could happen. They forget how much pull she has. That it seems to me that kindred politics isn't much different from human politics. You still have to suck up to people to get what you want. Even the wrong people, the people you don't agree with, the people that want to mostly hinder your way of life, but in order to have a fighting chance at opposing them, you first have to act like you're on their side. There's a saying that you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. If you piss off your enemies, then that will be your end. I agree with that sentiment. You're not alone.
He leans his head into her hand.
She moves closer and kind of gives him, she puts his head into her chest or her abdomen, whichever he'll reach, and just gives him kind of a little bit of a hug like that. Let things cool off. And then we'll see if people might listen to reason. Even though we're dead, doesn't mean we don't have emotions, and emotions are running high right now. And all of us crammed down here together doesn't help.
Nods.
We don't want her in charge of our city, but we don't need her making more trouble for us than we're already dealing with.
I know that of cities that have refused their prince, but we are not as powerful as those cities.
No. And
so we
do
must
we even
be careful.
do we even have any other elders right now? I mean, from what I can see, Isaac's the oldest one of us.
Theodore.
Theodore, okay.
Theodore would be my choice. Isaac would make a fine sheriff.
He would. Theodore would make a great prince, I think. I agree with that.
The Camarilla would accept Theodore as prince. They wouldn't accept Isaac. As good of a leader as he is, he's... So for the same reasons they wouldn't accept the regent. Certain bloodlines are not accepted to rule.
Well, we need to come up with a plan. One that doesn't involve just going and trying to shoot it to death. Which I think that's what a lot of people want to do right now. Can't just go in with guns blazing. It has to be done with tact.
Focus on the war for a little longer.
Yeah, that too.
She's not going to be coming back here until the war's won.
True.
When we have a stronger foothold on the city, we need to... A group of us will need to visit other Camarilla cities with Theodore and garner their support.
Well, you can count me on board with that. Campaign managers, that's what we're doing. She smiles.
He lays his head sort of on her. It's almost as if he's listening for the heartbeat that isn't there. I'm tired.
She nods. I know.
The extra blood will be useful.
She nods. Yep.
Well, I'm gonna keep my head down till this all blows over. Just work from the back.
All right. She kind of squats down so that she's eye level with him. I'm not going anywhere. You have me.
He smiles.
They can think what they want. I don't care. I know you were trying to do the right thing.
It means a lot to me that you feel that way. There's a kind of hollowness about Arthur. There's no flair or bravado.
Mm-hmm. She gives him a gentle kiss. You can come back to the room when you're ready. I'm not going to make you, force you to come back, but I'll miss you.
He takes her, like, clasps her hand again. Says, take me back.
She stands up and gladly does so.
And that'll be the moment we end the scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Till next time.